All right, guys, welcome back into another NBA DFS video. My name is Polzin. Going to be getting into this 4-game slate on Thursday. It is one that I think is going to be fun to attack, so let's just go ahead and get into it. Guys, we're about to hit 5,000 subscribers today. Just want to say thank you to everyone. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to do so, guys. It just helps the channel out pretty much, and just gets you guys access to great information faster. So, well, mutually beneficial there. So, starting out with the guards here, you already saw two that I like. Let's start with Mike Conley. Just given the price point and given the matchup with Houston, I do think Mike Conley is going to be a good price point play. We have seen him be, pretty consistent as of late. I like the shot attempts, really. 10, 7 wasn't great. 11, 11, 12, that's all great. The assists have been there as well. So, he is someone that, kind of given the price tag, given the matchup, I do think I want to be trying to target. Other guards that I like, obviously Luka, just been a stud. Tough to ignore him. I always say this, I don't like to say it, but I always have to say it. If you can afford to pay up for someone like Luka, please do so. That worked out for Giannis last night with Jrue Holiday being out. And also, finally, I feel like every video I always say, hey, if LeBron James is out, we are locking in Russell Westbrook. And it actually finally happened. The questionable tag actually happened and turned into him being out. So, kind of a fun one. Ja Morant, I don't know. I just feel like he's priced up a little bit too much. Like if he was, let's just say 9.8, sure, I'd feel pretty good about him as a play because then we'd be getting him at kind of what he's projected to score. Right now, we're trying to, at this price tag, we are getting him at basically what his projected ceiling would be. His floor is about 40. So, not someone I particularly feel like we need to play. Jalen Brown has been someone that's been extremely consistent. Not really too worried about this matchup with Dallas. Just looking at the last time he faced Dallas, he should be able to go off. And one thing I want to start doing is giving out Prize Picks content, and I think I'm going to give it a chance. I think I'm going to do a separate video for Prize Picks and Jalen Brown, kind of his over points. I think it's at like 26.5. I think I'm going to go over that. Just talking about real quick, 31 points against them last time out. He's been consistently getting over that, so he should be a strong target for something like that. Paul George traveled with the team. If he plays, this is a very strong price tag for Paul George. And honestly, I'm a little bit confused for it. I mentioned Ja Morant, 10-4. Is there really a big difference between Ja Morant at 10-4 in his matchup and also Paul George in this matchup at 8.8? Like, we have seen the upside be there, and the floor is there as well. Sure, Ja is more consistently getting to 50 DK points, but the difference isn't that great to the point where Ja's almost like $2,000 more expensive. So yeah, Paul George at that price tag, I do think he's going to be a good option for us on tonight's slate. Kevin Porter has kind of been on a tear. I do feel like he's a little bit priced up. I feel like I'd rather just go with someone like Jalen Green, who, essentially the same play, just cheaper. Getting a lot of shot attempts. We can get a guy getting about 15 shot attempts per game in a pretty appealing matchup going against the Utah Jazz. Like, I like that a lot. I thought this game would actually be a higher over and under than it is. I thought it'd be like 235, 240. It's only like 230. So that was interesting to me. So maybe I don't have a perfect read on it, to be honest with you, but at this price tag, Jalen Green's interesting. Like, we could get a guy that's going to put up 35, maybe 40 DK points, and I like that a lot. Okay. Just doing well, scoring a decent amount, a strong kind of price point play. Jordan Clarkson against Houston as well is going to be a play that I like. Should be able to go out and score. He is someone that I have consistently been on. If you guys have watched any of the videos, really the past week or so, I keep saying Jordan Clarkson is too cheap, just given his high ceiling and or high floor, and he has continually hit that floor. And I would say the price tag, I think I said like 7.4 is probably the correct price tag for him. So a little bit too cheap still today, guys. I do think there's still some room to use him, okay? Shooting the ball a lot, and that's the biggest thing. 17, 14, 12, 14, 9, shooting the ball a ton, okay? If we can get a few more rebounds or a couple more assists in this game with Houston, then he's someone that could easily be a strong price point play. I do think he's a safe play. From there, like Jamal Murray, I feel like he is a GPP upside play only. Like, it wouldn't be shocking to see him get 40 DK points. Desmond Bain, more of the same, like GPP only play. We got to get news on Jalen Suggs. If he sits, that could open up some value for Orlando, like Fultz and Cole Anthony could be okay plays. Now, I don't think I'll be playing Malcolm Brogdon, but I will say this is kind of an interesting price point. He is someone that, really, if he gets the minutes, can easily go off on any slate. The Celtics are kind of doing him dirty. He is someone that, on a bad team could easily be their number one in terms of like DFS production and consistency. So if he could get like 25 minutes in this game, it wouldn't be shocking to see him get 30 or so fantasy points. That's just not going to happen most likely, but I did just want to call it out because it was kind of a sticker shock. I was like, oh shoot, Malcolm Brogdon under 5K. That's interesting. And kind of same thing with John Wall. We have consistently seen his price drop now for a while. Just hasn't been shooting the ball lately. And shooting the ball well lately as well. Could he go out and have a much better game against Denver? Sure. Like, I really don't mind him as a play. Look at the last time we played Denver, 28 points. And that was on a limited minutes, 24. So it wouldn't be shocking to see him get around 25 or so fantasy points. And obviously on a 4-game slate, a smaller slate, that's not too terrible. That's something you would, kind of consider. All right, so that's enough for the guards. Let's go ahead and get into the forwards. So forward-wise, Jayson Tatum the last few games has not really been dominating DFS-wise. Okay, I always have to throw in the DFS part because he is still playing pretty well. Do you want to point out the last time against Dallas? He went off. 66 DK points. So it wouldn't be shocking to see him have a good game, a huge game. And I kind of don't mind the idea of stacking. I like stacking Tatum and Brown together because it could be an easy, like 100 DK points. And then you're just a third of the way there. You can fill in with some of the value that's out there. Obviously, given the matchup with Dallas is pretty appealing. I will say Lauri Markkanen, finally, with the big price tag. Someone that like the whole season, I was just yelling and screaming, play Lauri Markkanen. He is too cheap. And then slowly but surely got above 6K and then 7K and now 8K. Now he's at 9K. Okay. Yes, I feel like we have finally reached the point of not being able to play Lauri Markkanen, guys. Yeah, I don't know. It's awesome that he's there. Good matchup with Houston. Last time out against them, 40. It's just not a good play at this price tag, really. Not something that I can end up on. Kawhi Leonard has also been someone that's been extremely consistent lately, guys. So sure, is he probably priced up a little bit more than you'd feel comfortable? Yes. If he was at 7-8 still, I'd feel really good about him. But can we get someone that's going to put up 40 DK points at 8K or so? Yes. And like Kawhi Leonard makes a lot of sense. I actually like going Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, just given their soft price tags. We should be locking in, let's say, 90 points from those two. And then it's not that hard to find better plays value-wise to really raise your floor up. Like, these should be some strong price point plays. Aaron Gordon on a little bit of a quiet tear. 3 of his last 4 games over 40 DK points. If you want to chase that upside, I wouldn't really blame you. Gary Harris was someone that was forced into a lot of minutes recently with the Orlando stuff that was going on. That should change tonight. Wagner's going to be back, so his minutes should be reduced again. Do you want to call it Eric Gordon and also Martin? These two players are getting enough minutes, 25 or so minutes. I like Martin a little bit better in terms of value price point, like not someone that's going to break the slate, but if he gets 25 or so minutes, he could have a game that puts up 20 or so DK points like he did in the previous night. Obviously, the matchup with Utah is going to be a more favorable one for him, so I don't mind him given the price tag. Like, not someone you particularly need to play, but at the same time, not terrible. And that's kind of it, guys. Let's go ahead and move into the centers. So last time out against the Clips, Jokic went for 50 DK points, which at this price tag would not be enough. We need to have him get that ceiling game, okay? Was very close to a double-double, which obviously would have been beneficial, and it was pretty close to a triple-double as well. So, just someone that in GPPs always kind of need to consider. Wendell Carter should still be a good play this week or tonight with Bol most likely still out. Tested positive for COVID 2 days ago now. Sat out last night, and I expect him to sit out again tonight. The minutes should be there, and if they are, going to be a strong price point play. Played 30 minutes in the last game against OKC. Obviously, much more of a favorable matchup there for him, but at the same time, if we are getting 30 plus minutes out of him, we should be getting around 35 or so DK points. So Wendell Carter at that price tag is going to be very intriguing to me. Sengun was someone that I thought I would really like on this slate, and I don't, just given the fact that look at what he's done on the back end of back-to-backs. 47 to 26, not good. 31 to 30, not terrible there. 26 to 20, 53 to 15. Like, each time we have seen him on the back end of a back-to-back, he has scored less points. So that does worry me. It's partially a minutes thing, but I feel like it's a risky play and not a play that you need to make. And then you got someone like Steven Adams, who continually just has been dominating lately. He's been getting a lot of minutes, getting a lot of rebounds, and he is someone that we need to think about. 1 point away from a double-double last night. Gets a matchup with Orlando, which shouldn't be too terrible. So I think Steven Adams at that price tag is something we kind of need to just be looking at. Robert Williams can be an okay, I need a salary relief play. I need 18 DK points play on this 4-game slate. I'd be fine with that. So talking about the core plays on this slate, it is more of a loose term, but Mike Conley still at this price tag. I like the upside that he presents. Could easily go for 35 DK points. And then I love the idea of loading up on Paul George and also Kawhi Leonard, just given this matchup. I do think we are going to be locking in around 90 or so DK points. And then sticking with that, I think Wendell Carter is someone that should be able to get 35 DK points with Bobo, most likely still out. Those minutes should be there for him. And then also looking at Steven Adams, I think Steven Adams, just someone that should be in line for a double-double. I do like the matchup with Orlando. The minutes have been there for him, and he's been highly productive in those minutes. 5.7 is a very cheap price tag for him. So let's go ahead and try to finish out this first look build. So I kind of mentioned Martin could be an okay like value play if you need to. And obviously as the day progresses, we hope to get better value than that, but I'll plug him in for now. That way I can afford to pay up for someone like Jalen Green, who I mentioned I think is a good play on tonight's slate. 5.2 left over. Don't exactly love this price tag. Maybe go someone like Beasley or Vanderbilt who, you know, these two both have GPP upside. I don't mind them as plays. For now, I'm going to go Beasley. I kind of like the matchup a little bit better. You know, coming off of a good game. Hopefully we can have him like shoot the ball well again. But that's all I have for you guys for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Give a like and subscribe. That helps me continue to be able to put out more content for you guys. We'll be coming out with that prize picks video probably around noon today, so be on the lookout for that. Make sure to jump in and check that out, guys, because new content like that, I always get worried. I don't want to alienate my current audience by putting out content that they don't want. So if that is something you want, just let me know. Help out the channel, at least for, you know, the next week or so while I'm putting it out. Help that be a consistent source, a resource for, you know, people in the community. All right, thanks for watching. Let's have a good slate, and as always, let's keep cashing.